G'day guys and welcome back. Today's video is about health and environment, and as you can see behind here, I'm quite the graphic artist. Anyway, a little bit more on that shortly. What does health mean to you? What is health? What are your goals regarding health? Where are you trying to get to? What vision have you got, or are you just plodding away doing some stuff, trying to get somewhere, but you're not quite sure? I'd like you to take a few seconds now and just think about what health means to you and where you're trying to get to. So just pause the video for a few seconds and write that down. We'll be back with you shortly. All right, now that you've done that, the World Health Organization says that health is a combination of mental, physical, and social well-being. We're not going to cover off the mental aspect or the social aspect of here. You might meet some friends along the way inside the group, or you might already know some people inside it. But without your physical health, it's really hard to maintain mental and social health. So that's our focus. So what is health, really? And how do we run? Well, our biological design is based in nature. We were designed to be in sync with our environment naturally, outside, not indoors, not in front of computers. If you think about, and I like to think about the indigenous people of North America and the indigenous people of Australia, and how they lived their lives in such harmony with nature. Before white man arrived in Australia, there were no hospitals, there were no jails. They'd had 2,000 generations or 60,000 plus years of unbroken evolution. They'd worked out how to live in harmony with nature. And since our arrival, their health has deteriorated. So when you take a human being out of a natural environment, you're more likely to have issues. So how do we really work? Well, we're designed to be in the sun. And most of us do not spend enough time getting light onto our being, all over our being for that matter. The cycle of night and day is what our biological design brought us here, how we got here. The night and day. Every time we push against nature's laws, which are based in physics, we come undone. Our focus in Western society is on biology and chemistry. Very rarely do we talk about the physics of being alive. Every biological function in your body is driven by light. And so if you're putting natural whole light into your body, you will do better. In Australia, for 35 years now, we have been badgered on the TV everywhere with slip, slop, slap. Our population has never been sicker. What's that all about? We are out of sync with nature, people. Our environment that we've created for our lives is not serving us. So what to do about it? Well, that's what the rest of this course is about. How to best use your biology or physiology inside a modern environment. And it's going to take some change, like I said in the first video, but it's exciting when you do. So let me explain a little bit about how we work. We're designed to see the sun come up first thing in the morning and get light on our body and in our eyes to let the hormones go and start us working. we're also designed to be asleep at night. Now, seasonally, everything is in sync. Where you live, there'll be certain foods available. So your environment will provide food depending on the light that's available to you at that time of year. That means eating seasonally. Not junk food, not crap food, what nature provides from your light environment. But we'll talk more about that in light and food. You also have your collection of trillions of cells. Inside all of those cells, in all your cells except for red blood cells, there is little things, little organelles called mitochondria. Mitochondria are the powerhouse of your cells. There's between 500 and approximately 5,000 per cell, depending on where that cell is in your body. When these things start to go south, so say you've got 5,000 in there, once the defect rate gets towards 80%, that whole cell turns south, and that's when the opportunity for disease arrives. And so keeping these guys happy is our primary goal. There is three things that bring us undone. There's really only three sorts of sickness. One is genetic, and you know that's a tough one. Two is infection. You get an infection for something. Three is a metabolic issue. Now, metabolic issue is because these guys have fallen to bits, because we have maintained ourselves in an environment that's not conducive to these guys being healthy. Now, that's 85 to 90% of all disease, according to Dr. Doug Wallace, the world's preeminent mitochondrial specialist from the Philadelphia Children's Hospital was where he's at. But he says 85 to 90% of all disease is based on defective mitochondria, metabolic issues like cancer, like Alzheimer's, like Parkinson's, and the raft goes on and on. It is not a surprise that we have issues around suicide, we have issues around depression, anxiety. This is not a surprise when we spend most of our time inside the frequencies, inside frequencies that are artificial and not right for us. Natural light is what we need. We need to be connected to the ground, like this little guy here. You get electrons from the ground, protons and photons from the sun to charge these little cells. These guys make water. You charge that water with sunlight. Don't charge it with shitty inside light. 2/3 of your energy comes from light. Only 1/3 comes from food. This is why when you're in a warmer climate or in summer, you don't eat as much, because you're getting more UV light to drive your body. So your environment is everything. Your environment predominantly will create your outcome. If you don't fix your environment, people, you can't get well in the environment you got sick in. Environment's everything. So we're looking to create a top environment, and it's just little subtle things, you know. The energy that certain things do has such an exponential result. You know, it's non-linear, meaning a small thing can make a hell of a difference down the track. Getting your light right's number one. Two's water. Three's grounding. Look, the list is there. We'll go through those in the coming weeks. But in today's video, I wanted to chat to you about what health is, and pretty much it's about keeping these guys happy. And so in below somewhere there's a PDF that'll ask you questions about your environment that we'll be able to discuss on the Zoom call or on the Facebook page. That'll give you some indications of things that you probably have never thought about. So that's enough for today. Go through, your homework for this week is to go through the check sheet, the environmental check sheet, and make some notes about where you're at. Because if you don't, you can't manage what you don't measure. So look forward to seeing you next week, or the Zoom call, or on Facebook. Chat soon. Ciao, ciao.